Good morning, Athens, and welcome back to Education Matters, celebrating 15 years as the official voice of the youth. Education Matters is sponsored by Drug Free Athens, helping you to prevent substance abuse by youth. Allison's professional services when it comes to your tax return. Go with who you know. Allison's professional services and your local internet station, MediaRadioAthens.com. My name is Kareem Lumpkin, and joining me are my co-hosts,
Aiden Stevens
and Aiden Dowdy.
Today on Education Matters, we will be discussing Career Academy with our guest, Halo Mart. But before we start the show, Aiden will give us the words to go on with.
Education matters. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Who said it? Nelson Mandela. When? It was a speech at the Madison Park High School in Boston, 1990, shortly after his release from prison.
Thank you, Aiden, for the words to grow on. So, Miss Smart, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the community?
Yes, as y'all know, Halo Mart is the name. I moved to Athens in 2018 and sought out a job at the Career Academy because I really liked what they were doing in terms of innovation and education. I came from a similar dual enrollment focused program in California and came to the Career Academy looking for opportunities where I could help students engage in preparing for their future live. And what I mean by that is not just thinking about what they're going to do in the future, but preparing for it by actually doing it. And I thought the Career Academy was doing a great job at that. And so I sought out a position there as a teacher in 2018, and I have evolved into my current position as Workforce Development Coordinator.
So what is Career Academy?
Excellent question. The Career Academy is a program, not a school. So lots of people get confused by that. We are programmed for high school students, grades 10 through 12, and we serve both Clark Central students and Cedar Shoals students. And the idea is that we have very state-of-the-art and high-tech labs there, like a biotech lab and a very extensive culinary arts lab, and those can be very expensive for a community to build. So rather than housing two programs like that at each high school, we centralize those programs at the Career Academy. And students can come there and focus on these career technical ed prep pathways. And we have a number of them, and I'll talk about those today. And they can also take some of their high school core. And when they're in their juniors and senior years, they can take dual enrollment. Dual enrollment means they're taking college classes while in high school. So, for example, you could be taking one of those culinary arts or biotech classes that I mentioned, and your English class that you're taking would be a college English class. And so you're knocking out your college and high school English class, plus you're getting exposed to the career that you think that you might want to pursue, whether that be biotech, healthcare, culinary arts, firefighting, film. We have all manner of pathways there that students can take. So that's kind of a Career Academy in a nutshell.
How can a student apply to Career Academy?
Excellent question. When you're in the 9th grade, you will be selecting whether or not you want to take one of the CTAE pathway programs that are offered at the Career Academy. Now, these CTAE pathway programs are offered at both the home high schools, but they're different pathways. So say you wanted agriculture or you wanted to do graphic design, you might stay at Cedar or Central for those, or business. But if you wanted to take some of the ones that are offered at the Career Academy that may have more robust and high-tech labs that are expensive to build, then you would select that. So that happens in your 9th grade year. And we really have two criteria to come to the Career Academy. You need to be on track academically, which means you need to be passing all of your classes, and you need to have good attendance. Career Academy is designed to help you prepare for the workforce, to get out and learn by doing in a job. And so we really think that attendance is critical. You need to be in your labs, doing the projects with your co-teachers and your classmates. If you're not showing up to school, you're not going to do very well at that. So that's their other criteria, is that you're on track to graduate and you have great attendance.
And I know you said that y'all serve both high schools, but does that mean that y'all also serve Classic City or no?
Oh, yes. Classic City as well. And Classic City is essentially on our campus, so kids can walk over there. That's a great question.
And what is the main mission and vision of Career Academy?
That is a great question. Our mission is really to prepare young people for our local workforce needs. So that means we're not preparing you to be video game designers, even though that might be something that students want to do. We are looking at the kinds of jobs and opportunities that are right here in Athens, and we're helping students prepare for those. So we're a big, for example, healthcare hub. That's our biggest pathway at the Career Academy. Here in Athens, Clarke County, we serve a lot of the surrounding counties in the healthcare field. So people come here. So that's a big industry for us. So that is one of the pathways. We work closely with the Athens Clarke County government because they design our workforce goals as a community. So for example, right now they're trying to bolster biotech in this community and really show that we have opportunities for biotech companies to come here to Athens. And one of the reasons biotech is such a great fit for Athens is because we have a university, and so people are building the technology, but we also have a very well-trained workforce. And so we built the biotech pathway in response to that need that is growing here in Clarke County.
How does the Career Academy benefit the community?
Great question. So really like I said, we are trying to prepare students to come into the local workforce and the local economy. So we're working with our business partners. We are governed by a governance board. So most schools have all public schools have a school board. The Career Academy has another layer. It's a governance board. So we have a group of people who are made up by local businesses and educational leaders who help decide what programs are offered. And so we look at what is really needed here in Athens, and we prepare and we build those programs. So for example, the fire department came to us and said, look, we have a fire department and we're struggling to find enough applicants, and the applicants don't mirror the demographics of our community. We want to bring a more diverse workforce into the fire department. We would like to partner with you to build a firefighter program. And so last year, we got that program off the ground in collaboration with our Athens Clarke County government. There is a firefighter who comes and teaches that program. Our students are in it for 3 classes. And in the second class, they actually go out to the fire department and start to learn the same things that cadets would learn. When they graduate, they can apply to be in the fire department cadet program and start getting paid around $50,000 a year right out of high school. So when you ask, how does it benefit the community? It's many layered. It benefits the community because, one, we're helping prepare kids for jobs that are needed, but we're also building really viable careers for students. So you're not just going to go out and get a job that isn't going to build into a career. We're building opportunities that are about helping students earn living wages and really find work that matters to them and a good paying job as well.
Okay, thank you. And what are some of the pathways that are currently available at Career Academy?
Wonderful question. I'll leave with you guys this little booklet. These are all the CTAE pathways in the district. The ones that are offered at the Career Academy include culinary arts, advanced manufacturing and welding, cosmetology, biotechnology, teaching as a profession, firefighting, entertainment, sports, and event management. What else am I missing here? Oh, healthcare, And then we have 2 healthcare pathways. So we have a CNA certification and a phlebotomy certification. And so one of the things that we really do at the Career Academy in these pathways, yes, it's a sequence of 3 classes that you are learning and building your skills around. But we also do something where we, instead of just taking like a end of course assessment, y'all know what I'm talking about with those?
Mm-hmm.
Our end of course assessment, instead of just being a test that's like everything you learn in that class, it's really a test that is recognized by industry. So, for example, in the healthcare pathway, instead of just taking a test to see, did you learn everything? It's a CNA exam. So you can graduate a certified CNA or a certified phlebotomist, and you've done your clinical hours. So say you wanted to become a nurse or a doctor. While you're in college, right, we like to use this roundabout model. Y'all know what a roundabout is? You know, when you're driving along, you can go in, you can get on here, and then you can get off at the next exit. That's the same model that we're using. So say you get your CNA license. You could go right into the workforce and earn a decent wage as a certified nursing assistant. You could do that, save up some money, go back to school and become a nurse, right? You could do that while you're becoming a nurse. You could be a CNA. And then you could, if you wanted, work as a CNA part-time while you're getting your biology degree and then do medical school. So the idea is you're really building some skills that you can go right out and use right away, or you can go on to college and continue your education. So we have these things called industry recognized credentials, which are essentially exams and certifications that people in the workforce recognize as valuable, not just like an end of course assessment that doesn't mean anything out in the work world. Does that make sense?
Yes. So when you say benefit the community, so does that mean that any business can come work with the Career Academy to help them find jobs?
Wow, that is such an insightful question. Well, one of the things that we look at, remember I told you early on at the top of the story that our mission is to respond to local workforce needs. So you would think that any business might decide to partner with us, but we have to look at whether that is a good investment of taxpayer dollars. So if we're training folks for the business, we need to know that that business is, one, going to employ enough people to make that investment worthwhile, right? We can't just say, oh, over here is Miss Mart. She wants to have a little cute little cafe and she's going to hire 2 people. That's not enough to create a partnership, right? It has to be a company that will employ a large number of people. And it has to be a company that's going to offer, what we're working with here is we're looking, as we grow the Career Academy, we're looking at opportunities for folks to earn a living wage, right? A wage that they can support themselves and potentially a family if they choose to have one over time. So we don't want to partner with an organization that isn't going to do that. And we don't want to invest taxpayer dollars in a company and preparing kids for a field that they're not going to make a good living. So they have to be a company that's, one, going to employ people, and 2, a large number of people, and 2, have a good opportunity for growth and a decent living wage.
And what sets your company apart from others in the marketing, technology, and creative space?
Well, let's just rephrase that to education space, because we're all of those things, but in the education space. I think there are 55 career academies in the state of Georgia. We are one of those 55 career academies. And so we're not like a traditional setting. Like I said earlier, we are hands-on learning. We do lab-based learning. So for example, I mentioned that culinary arts pathway. The students aren't just sitting and getting. Y'all know what I mean with that? Mm-hmm. They are learning by doing. So we'll have to cater. They'll have to cater an event for 200 people. What they're doing is planning that menu. They're consulting with local chefs on whether or not that menu is on point. They are designing the marketing for their program. And then they're cooking that meal and getting it out to the 300 people that they prepared it for. That's what they're doing while they're in school. They're not like, okay, Chef Amy, tell us about all of these great meals that you've cooked. They're actually cooking it. So that, I think, the doing part is what sets us apart.
And how do the students that go to the Career Academy affect the workforce?
Great question. So our goal is that students are exploring a career, right? And many of those students actually do go into the workforce. Last spring, I got to go to a number of cool signing days with Caterpillar, and in those we had 3 students who signed with Caterpillar. One student was going to be a full-time employee there. Another student was going to work part-time while they continued their education at Athens Technical College and built their welding skills and advanced in that company. A third student had a full ride scholarship to a college in Kentucky, and he was planning to come back and work at Caterpillar as an engineering intern. So what I'm trying to demonstrate is that there's lots of different types of students who benefit from this program, and they impact the workforce by bringing their dynamic skills and their ambitions. So this student who wanted to go straight to work, he was an extremely hard-working individual and had been working 35 hours a week while in high school. And he was ready to get a job and support himself because he needed to do that. The kid who was going to Athens Tech part-time, he was impacting the workforce by being a kid who was growing his skills while also working part-time, getting his college paid for through his job. And the third student I gave as an example was a very academic young man who really wanted to learn about engineering and was benefiting Caterpillar by bringing those skills back because he wanted to come back and work every summer at Caterpillar while he was in college. So lots of different opportunities for kids to grow their skills, but also bring those back into the community workforce.
Thank you. We'll be right back after a quick run of commercials.
Welcome to the Athens Community Career Academy, located on the historic H.G. Edwards campus in Athens, Georgia. Our program's mission is very simple: to provide expansive opportunities for students to achieve educational and career goals while meeting local and regional workforce needs. A few of our students would like to share some thoughts on their time at ACCA.
The one thing that I like about Career Academy is the freedom and the amount of opportunities we are given.
I like the Career Academy because the administration try really hard to show that they care and give you whatever you need to succeed.
My favorite thing about the Career Academy is that we learn employability skills that we miss out on in high school.
The Career Academy is awesome because I get to have an internship, take college classes, and meet amazing people.
For more information, go to www.clark.k12.georgia.us/ACCA. Apply today at bit.ly/ACCA app.
Athens Technical College is ready to help you achieve more in your education and your career. Complete a technical certificate, diploma, or associate's degree in over 45 program areas. Hands-on classes can have you job ready in as little as 1 semester. If you're ready to achieve more, visit athenstech.edu to learn about our programs, admissions, requirements, financial aid, and unit of the Technical College System of Georgia, equal opportunity institution.
Did you know that every student in Clark County Schools automatically has a digital library card? They're called Play Cards, just for students, and they're fine-free up to 90 days. Access print and digital books, DVDs, research, test prep, and so much more with your Play Card. All you need to use your Play Card are your list number and your birthday. To learn more, visit athenslibrary.org/borrowing/play-card.
Drug-Free Athens strengthens our community by reducing substance use among youth.
Drug-Free Athens engages teens who want to spread the word about the importance of living healthy.
Drug-Free Athens offers substance abuse prevention education for students in grades 6 through 12.
Drug-Free Athens gives parents information on how substances impact their child's brain and where to find treatment options.
Drug-Free Athens makes our community a much better place to live and raise children. For more information about Drug-Free Athens, visit drugfreeathens.org.
You're still here with Education Matters, celebrating 15 years as the official voice of the youth. My name is Aiden Stevens, and joining me in the studio are
Kareem Lumpkin
and Aiden Dowdy.
We're still talking about the Career Academy with our guest, Miss Halo Mart. But before we jump back into today's show, I will give us our history fact. The topic for the history fact is the Atlanta University Center. In 1929, 4 historically black colleges and universities in Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman, Clark, and Atlanta University formed formed the Atlanta University Center Consortium, the largest continuous consortium of African American private higher education institutions in the world. This collaboration provided a powerful base for the civil rights movement, providing leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Thank you to Aiden. So, Miss Smart, can you tell me a little bit about, does Career Academy help with any sort of construction around the community?
That is a wonderful question. We have, I know you had asked earlier about how the programs are started and how we get those programs off the ground. So we actually have been hearing from the community that we need a building trades pathway, a program that helps prepare young people to enter those careers in building trades, whether that be carpentry, electrical, HVAC. There's been a lot of conversation about that. And so we had a community meeting about a year ago where the community came forward, and we had probably 35 people from across those industries say, yes, please, we need this program. And so we are limited by space and money. And so what we're doing with that information is we took it to the superintendent, and the superintendent said, and we love this idea. We want to make it happen. However, we have to have all of our existing programs at Career Academy full or close to full before we can afford to add another program, because that would take infrastructure. We'd have to build out one of those really expensive labs that I mentioned, as well as a staff member. And I know the myth out there is that teachers don't cost a lot, but actually when you add in benefits and all of that, it is a cost. And so what we're working on right now is getting all of our programs at full capacity, and then looking at ways that we can reconfigure our space. We do have room, it's just not set up for a lab. And that is our hopeful next program that we're going to build at the Career Academy, is a building trades pathway. So absolutely planning on that and excited for it. We currently do have the advanced manufacturing and welding pathway, which does have some elements of building in there. So in that pathway, students design different types of products and then use various materials to build them. And so they are getting some of those skills, but we have heard from the building trades community and homeowners, lots of folks are saying we need folks who can do these jobs, and they pay really well. And it's an industry that is really instrumental to the success of a community. So we agree, and we're working on that.
Is Career Academy like trade school?
That's a great question. I think that is actually one of the greatest barriers that we face. There are trades that can be taught in a career academy. However, our model isn't like when I was in school, there was a concept that you might go to trade school. And if you were going to go to trade school, or if you were going to do a tech program, then you weren't going to go to college. That's not how our programs work. Our programs respond to the workforce needs. And so what our employers and our partners in industry tell us is that people in industry and in education, they say, going into the 21st century economy, people don't need just an education. They actually need to know how to do skills, and they need to understand the theory and the concepts. So our design is really to build at that roundabout model, right? Which is allow a student to come, if they want to continue with a 2-year degree, they can exit right off there after 2 years. If they want to go on to a 4-year degree, they can do that. Our programs build the skills that help them be successful at all those layers. So no, it's not trade school, but it does have some elements of a trade school that are tactile, hands-on learning by doing, that are very important in any industry. So I always tell folks, we have graduates who go straight into the workforce, but we also have graduates going to Georgia, Brown, and other very prestigious programs throughout the country.
Okay, and how long have you been working with Career Academy?
I've been working at Career Academy since 2018 when I moved here. I've been an educator since 1999 and been working in various elements of this field. I was a social studies teacher for a long time, but throughout my career, I've been really focused on community partnerships. I think education thrives when we look at our schools as a hub for the community and when we partner with whether it be nonprofits, different social organizations, and our business community to help be that community effort in raising our children. And that has always been my focus. I was very excited about an opportunity to make that pretty much my entire job as workforce development coordinator is to connect schools with the community and to bring in experiential learning opportunities for folks, for kids.
Thank you. And as you talk about the community roles, how does that tie into the Career Academy's mission?
Great question. Well, like I mentioned, we have this board of directors that advises and runs our school. Every single CTAE program within Clark County School District also has an advisory board. And so I mentioned that we have a biotech program or a teaching as a profession program. Each of those programs need professionals to advise those programs. And so we have 3 meetings a year for each of those pathway advisory boards. And we are always looking for people who want to be involved in creating the next workforce for their industry. So if you are a person in manufacturing and you would like to sit on our advisory board and give feedback into how we can better prepare students for your industry, we'd love to have you on our advisory board. If you are an educator and you have ideas about how to prepare the future educators of Clark County and Georgia, please reach out. We are looking for folks to be on our advisory board. We always need involved community members to give us feedback and to help guide those programs. They get to come in as class speakers. They get to help suggest ideas for curriculum. They get to give feedback on our equipment, and they get to meet with our students. And ultimately, our goal is that those advisory board members are also our internship hosts. So the final goal of all of our pathways is that if a student wants to, they can get an internship in that pathway that aligns with their interest. And so once you finish the teaching as a profession pathway, we have opportunities for you to work, whether it be in Clark County in the after school program or as an aide in a classroom. Those are internships, and you can spend part of your day working out in the community. And so when you ask, how can the community help and how can they get involved? They can be on our advisory boards and they can host our students as interns. We are always looking for people who are willing to hire our students as interns and train up their future workforce, as well as giving back to a young person and helping them grow into a professional.
So can people at the Career Academy change careers after they figure out I don't really want to do this anymore? Can I do something else?
That is an excellent question. Can you choose a different pathway? Yes and no. So say you come in and you are in the healthcare pathway and you're like, ooh, blood, that is not my thing. And I need to change. You can, if you realize that right away, you do have time to switch into another one, especially if you come in the 10th grade, right? That allows you to be semester 1, and you go to your counselor and say, I cannot with the blood stuff. And then but I actually really do like the work we were doing with the young people and I want to be an educator. So you may be able to switch. But if you choose, if you go into your senior year or your junior year to come into the program, there just isn't room to move from one pathway to another. And that is one of the things that I think is actually just as valuable. Your question, you might learn by doing this that I do not want to be a chef, right? And I took 3 classes and now I know I don't want to be a chef. Well, that's great. You don't want to be a chef, but you also know how to prepare healthy, nutritious, and delicious meals. And that skill is going to be useful for you no matter what you do out in the world. So some of the skills all of the skills in most of our pathways are transferable to other industries, especially the employability skills. But you might learn that you don't want to do that job by taking our pathway.
Okay. And how many students does Career Academy typically take?
Excuse me. Let me just get a water break. Okay. We are right at 550 at this point. We're a little over 500. Yeah. And we take about 120 kids each semester. Each grade.
And what does success look like for the Career Academy in the next 3 years?
Great question. Well, like I mentioned, one of the goals of Dr. Hooker before he left was really that we are at capacity in all of our pathways. And that's a really important goal for us. We're also working to grow those additional pathways that I mentioned that you asked about, the building trades pathways. Excuse me, my voice is going. Thirdly, we really want our program to be filling up without us having to recruit. We want everybody in the community to really know what programs are offered there and for students to come to and select the Career Academy because of the robust offerings that we have and the opportunities it provides. So we're really looking for full programs because of student interest and because of dynamic programming. We love all of our advisory boards to be at capacity with our community members representing their careers and their professions on those advisory boards, but really just full pathways and growing our additional pathways.
Thank you. And we will be right back after a quick run of commercials.
Athens Clarke County is one of the most food insecure communities in Georgia. Every night, thousands of Athenians, both young and old, go to bed lacking sufficient amounts of quality and nutritious food. It's a tragedy being addressed by the nonprofit organization Feed My Sheep Ltd. Once a week, the members of Feed My Sheep Ltd. deliver food to the homes of people in need. If you or someone you know is in need of quality nutrition, call Feed My Sheep Ltd. at 706-850-6499. That's 706-850-6499. Feed My Sheep Ltd. It's more than serving food, it's serving God.
Athens Technical College is ready to help you achieve more in your education and your career. Complete a technical certificate, diploma, or associate's degree in over 45 program areas. Hands-on classes can have you job ready in as little as one semester. If you're ready to achieve more, visit athenstech.edu to learn about our programs, admissions, requirements, financial aid, and unit of the Technical College System of Georgia, equal opportunity institution.
Drug-Free Athens strengthens our community by reducing substance use among youth.
Drug-Free Athens engages teens who want to spread the word about the importance of living healthy. Drug-Free Athens offers substance abuse prevention education for students in grades 6 through 12. Drug-Free Athens gives parents information on how substances impact their child's brain and where to find treatment options.
Drug-Free Athens makes our community a much better place to live and raise children. For more information about Drug-Free Athens, visit drugfreeathens.org.
Athens Technical College is ready to help you achieve more in your education and your career. Complete a technical certificate, diploma, or associate's degree in over 45 program areas. Hands-on classes can have you job ready in as little as one semester. If you're ready to achieve more, visit athenstech.edu to learn about our programs, admissions, requirements, financial aid, and unit of the Technical College System of Georgia, equal opportunity institution.
Did you know that every student in Clarke County Schools automatically has a digital library card? They're called Play Cards, just for students, and they're fine-free up to 90 days. Access print and digital books, DVDs, research, test prep, and so much more with your Play Card. All you need to use your Play Card are your list number and your birthday. To learn more, visit athenslibrary.org/borrowing
www.adventistcommunitycareer.org/play-card.
You're still here with Education Matters, celebrating 15 years as the official voice of the youth. My name is Aiden Stevens, and joining me in the studio are
Kareem Lumpkin
and Aiden Dowdy.
You're still here with us talking about the Career Academy with our guest, Miss Halo Mart. But before we jump back into today's show, Aiden will give us our 2-year health fact.
Today's 2-year health is sponsored by the Foot and Ankle Treatment Center. Did you know drinking enough water daily is vital for heart health? Studies show African Americans are at higher risk for hypertension, but staying hydrated helps the heart pump more efficiently, reduces blood pressure strains, and improves circulation. The American Heart Association recommends 8 to 10 cups daily, with more during hot Georgia summers. And that was the 2-year health, again, sponsored by the Foot and Ankle Treatment Center. So, Miss Smart, I know we got back on where do you want to see the youth, the Career Academy in the course of the next 3 years. How do you see oh my God, I keep on saying Youth Academy, the Career Academy progressing right now?
Well, we're doing a great job of growing our programs. One of the things that we have really focused on is, like I said, trying to switch all of our pathways to have industry certified credentials rather than just a test, so that they mean that the things that the kids are doing actually mean something. We are at capacity in our healthcare pathway, so that one is totally full. We are really also trying to embed employability skills in a really strategic way across all of our pathways. And this is really coming from feedback from our partners in higher education and in the workforce, where they say our students, our young people are coming to us, but they're lacking some key skills in employability, and that what they're talking about are things like communication. They are struggling to communicate professionally. Unlike y'all, you are extremely professional communicators. Or they say things like, they really need to learn how to collaborate better and work in teams. Or they say things like, we really need to work on punctuality and just being responsible and communicating when they have to switch off and give somebody else responsibility. And so that's part of our charge in the Career Academy, is just building models into our curriculum where kids are held accountable in the same way that someone in a job is held accountable. And so across all of our pathways, we use the same tool as an employability skills rubric, and our teachers are in our CTA pathways are that is part of their evaluation, and they meet with students quarterly to give them feedback in those key areas of employability skills, and just kind of coach them up just like a good manager or boss would do. And so that's one of the things that we're doing and really kind of trying to enhance this year, and helping our teachers really build that into their curriculum.
And when will new initiatives for students start taking place this year?
Well, they already have. So we, worked through the summer, kind of strategizing what those look like. And for our middle school audience, I know you guys are all in middle school. We do summer programs for rising 9th graders. So we do camps in all of our pathways in the month of June, so that our 8th graders going into 9th grade can get a taste of what our pathways are like. So that's one initiative to keep an eye out for. We promote that starting in January, and parents can start signing their students up. Those are very reduced costs or free for the most part programs, and they're a week long. That's an initiative. Those employability skills initiatives that I talked about are happening now, and kids are already earning those employability skills grades. We are also currently working with our advisory boards. Our first advisory board meets at the end of September, and so we're looking for new members and communicating with our existing members on those advisory boards. students are doing great things every day at the Career Academy. Look out for community can also reach out about if you have an event that you need catered. Our students are doing that. We also have an entertainment, sports, and event management pathway. If you are putting on an event and you need insight from young folks, or you need a team of young people to help you plan that event, you can reach out to us for that. There's lots of opportunities to get involved. We also have a broadcasting program, and these folks do commercials for local businesses. Lots of ways for you to engage with our youth. And we really like these opportunities because, like I said, we're all about learning by doing at the Career Academy. And so we're looking for community members to reach out to us to partner with our young folks.
And how can they reach out to you?
They can email me. And my email is smarth@clark.k12.ga.us. They can also give me a call at my work email. You can look that up on the Career Academy at 706-357-5244, extension 20603. But yes, reaching out to me is a great way to get involved. That is my work.
So how are people how does the certificate thing about how does graduation work at the Career Academy?
Great question. Graduate students at the Career Academy are still and will always be a student either at Cedar or Central because we're a program. So I don't know if I stated this clearly. Most of our students come for half a day. So you either come straight to the Career Academy in the morning and then you go back to Cedar or Central in the afternoon, or you go to Cedar or Central in the morning and then come to Career Academy in the afternoon. So we flip. That allows us to have quite a few students, even though we have a pretty small staff because we have half days. So the student would graduate from Cedar, Central, or Classic City, either of those schools, depending on where they go.
Okay, and how does Career Academy fit into a high schooler schedule?
Great question. It's basically they have to come to our program for 2 periods in a day. And so, like I said, they could come straight to Career Academy in the morning, and then they take a bus back to their home high school in the afternoon for the remainder 2 classes. A lot of our athletes and folks who are heavily involved in extracurriculars at their home high school do that model. The other model is to be at your home high school, the flip side of that. So you're with us in the afternoon and at your home high school in the morning.
And with that schedule, have you all seen any scheduling conflicts?
It does get tricky. Quite frankly, you have to be in good communication with the home high schools about when they're doing early release, and everybody's got to be on the same page. And we have gotten better about that over the last 5 years that I've been there 7 years now, but through the time that I have been at Career Academy, that is one of the things our director has been really good at helping. Mr. Thomas is really good at kind of helping streamline those processes so that our schedules are better aligned. But it does get tricky to, get students back and forth. But we do have a long lunch, which allows us to have that transportation time in there.
So how does receiving a certification work at Career Academy?
Great question. So you're going to graduate from your home high school, like I mentioned, but you might also have a CNA license. So just like any other professional license, you often have some kind of a clinical experience or lab-based experience, and then there's an exam. And upon passing that exam, that certified agency sends it to you directly. And then we have an award ceremony at Career Academy. Rather than a graduation, we do something that we call the Academy Awards. And that happens in the spring, just alongside, graduation and award ceremony time. And at that time, we announce the folks who have earned their certifications and gotten a technical college certificate, which is if they've taken a certain number of dual enrollment classes through the technical college. And we announce our award winners at that program. But they're actually going to be mailed the certification from the issuing agency, whether that be a welding certification, a license in biotech skills, or phlebotomist degree. There's lots of different issuing agencies, and they would send that directly to the students.
And could you share some examples of some of the successful people that come out of Career Academy?
Yes. I have a student right now who is at Kennesaw. She's a pre-med student. She will be applying to med school in the next 2 years. We have another student at Emory who graduated from our program doing the dual enrollment. He was doing college level courses in business management, and he's at Emory. We have, like I mentioned before, students already in the workforce in places like Caterpillar. We have a good partnership with the Classic Center. They employ lots of our students both during school and after graduation. There are so many graduates. I saw actually at our opening ceremonies for Clark County School District, I saw 2 former students who are now working as educators in Clark County. And that was really exciting for me because I'm always poking my students that they need to go into education when I see a good future teacher. So we have students working out in the community all over, and I'm very excited to see that.
Thank you. And do you think that Career Academy is a great place for anyone and everyone to join?
I do. I hear lots of different reasons why kids come. Some of them come because they like the experiential hands-on learning. Some of them come because they want to take more advanced classes in dual enrollment. And others come because it's a slightly smaller environment. And they like the dynamic environment of a traditional high school setting, but they also like the more quiet, relational, smaller environment at Career Academy. So it's a place for any student to come and explore their interests and gain some really valuable skills.
And when it comes to the city's role in the Career Academy, what other programs or partnerships do you have with the city other than the firefighter program?
That's a great question. One of the things that Clark County government has done in the last several years is we've worked with Ilka McConnell, who is the city economic development director and works in the city management office. And she has a real innovative approach to building opportunities in city government. People may be aware that lots of folks who are in city government are at the retirement age. And so one of the things that's happening across the country, frankly, but also here in Clark County, is that we need to prepare our future folks to run our government, right? Our city government. And so we've done started to work with Athens Clark County government in 2 ways. One, being strategic about building pathways that align with the Clark County government's goals of recruiting industry. But 2, really being strategic about building partnerships within government to our existing pathways at Career Academy. So in Clark County government, there's central services. And central services, there's lots of different types of jobs, ranging from folks who are doing automotive, or folks who are doing graphic design, folks who are doing communication. And so one of the things we're working with Clark County government to do is build internships in those positions in Clark County government that align with our pathways. And that's some really exciting work that we are starting this year. And what we hope to do is, in our little information booklet that we send out to students and families about all of our pathways, we hope to build in, yes, here are all the private sector careers that you can go into in this field, but also here's the public sector, which is the government jobs, right? The jobs running government. And so we're working with the Athens Clarke County government to design those opportunities and to really build them out so that every single pathway has a aligned internship in the county government.
And if you go to Career Academy, how do the credits transfer over from Career Academy to college?
Great question. So if you're doing dual enrollment through Athens Tech, there are courses that transfer automatically to the University System of Georgia, and they're already articulated is the word. That means that they go to those courses. One of the things and so those show up on your high school transcript, but you also get a college transcript from Athens Tech if you're doing dual enrollment. And when you go to college, those credits transfer you if you're going to a state college within Georgia. If you're going to a private college within Georgia or out of state, sometimes you have to negotiate with them which credits they will accept. And most private colleges will accept any core course like a history class or an English class. Those are pretty clear articulation. There's pretty clear articulation with those ones. While others, they'll have a conversation about it, whether or not they'll transfer. But for the most part, our colleges within Georgia, our privates and publics are very accepting of those Athens Tech credits. I have a former graduate who got about a year of college taken off from Spelman, and y'all know that's not a cheap college. Mm-hmm. So having a year of coursework completed through dual enrollment was a giant money saving for that family. And that's one thing that I really like to emphasize for our students. If you do dual enrollment while you are in high school, you are basically earning yourself a scholarship, and you can do 30 credits of college for free while you're in high school. If you are very ambitious and you really work hard, you can earn up to that, and that is paid for. And most of those credits could transfer to a 4-year college or would be well on your way to a degree at a 2-year college. So that's free education that is already paid for. And depending where you go, that could be about $10,000 up to $30,000 worth of education that you have covered for free while you're in high school.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after a quick run of commercials.
Are you tired of living with foot or ankle pain? At the Foot and Ankle Treatment Center, we've been providing exceptional podiatric care for over 2 years. Whether it's custom orthotics, advanced laser treatment, diabetic foot exams, or heel pain relief, we've got you covered. We're dedicated to getting you back on your feet, pain-free. Conveniently located at the 2410 Hog Mountain Road in Watkinsville, Georgia. We're here to take you to the next step towards better foot health. Call Dr. Donovan Gowdy and his staff today at 706-312-4288 or visit our website at www.georgiapodiatrycenter.com. The Foot and Ankle Treatment Center, because your feet deserve the best care.
Athens Clarke County is one of the most food insecure communities in Georgia. Every night, thousands of Athenians, both young and old, go to bed lacking sufficient amounts of quality and nutritious food. It's a tragedy being addressed by the nonprofit organization Feed My Sheep Ltd. Once a week, the members of Feed My Sheep Ltd. deliver food to the homes of people in need. If you or someone you know is in need of quality nutrition, call Feed My Sheep Ltd. at 706-850-6499. That's 706-850-6499. Feed My Sheep Ltd. It's more than serving food, it's serving God.
You're still here with Education Matters, celebrating 15 years as the official voice of the youth. My name is Aiden Stevens, and joining me in the studio are
Kareem Lumpkin
and Aiden Dowdy.
But before we jump back into today's show about the Career Academy with our guest, Miss Halo Mart, Aiden will give us our word of the week.
Your word of the week is sponsored by the Athens Clark County Regional Library, and the word is synergy. It comes from the Greek word synergos, meaning working together. The definition: the interaction of two or more people, organizations, or systems producing a combined effort greater than the sum of their separated efforts. In 2022, Judge Kenaji Brown Jackson was confirmed as the first Black woman to serve on the United States Supreme Court. Her confirmation marked a historic moment in U.S. history, breaking a barrier in the nation's highest court after 233 years. She was sworn in on June 30th, 2022, bringing the representation and new perspective to the Supreme Court. And that was the word of the week, sponsored by the Athens Regional Library. And now we will have our mini segment by Raven Doctor.
This news segment is sponsored by the Clark County School District. Students in Clark County School District show increased scores in all subjects in the 2025 Georgia Milestones results. The Clark County School District continues to see an increase in students reading on grade level and in other areas as well. The Georgia Department of Education released the Georgia Milestones test results for schools statewide for the 2024-2025 school year. CCSD elementary students are reading on grade level for the fourth consecutive year. Students in grades 3 through 8 showed a 5-point increase who scored as developing and above in mathematics. 8th grade students' social studies proficiency increased to almost 5 points. Black students and 8th grade on-level math students showed the highest achievement levels since the pandemic. CCSD will continue to focus this school year on raising reading scores in grades 3 through 8 and meeting and surpassing statewide averages on all milestones tests. For those interested in learning the foundation of manufacturing, Athens Achieve is offering courses in paid apprenticeship. The inaugural Manufacturing Foundation and pre-apprenticeship courses will help build manufacturing skills. In order to qualify, applicants must be between the ages of 18 through 25 and interested in learning more about manufacturing. Students will learn forklift safety and operations, blueprint reading and technical diagrams, welding fundamentals, and more. During the 6-week pre-apprenticeship courses, students will earn $16 an hour. Courses begin on Monday, September 15th, and classes will be held at Athens Technical College. If you are interested or have any questions, you can call 706-247-8128 or email athensachieves@athensga.com. This news segment is sponsored by the Clark County School District.
So, Ms. Smart, here on Education Matters, we ask all of our guests this essential question, which is, why does education matter to you?
That's a very important question. Well, I think education matters because it is really what ties our community together and helps prepare our future to participate in our community, to participate in our democracy, to run our government, to run our community, to do all the things. And education is really actually the word synergy, right? It brings all of these things together and creates our community. Without a viable education system, you do not have a functioning democracy. You do not have a functioning economy. You do not have a place to grow and build your future. And so for me, that's why it's critical. It's a community effort that brings together people to prepare our next generation to take the reins of our community. And I'm excited to be a part of that.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to Education Matters, the official voice of the youth. Education Matters is sponsored by Drug Free Athens, Elliston's Professional Services, and MeURadioAthens.com. If you missed any portion of this program or would like to hear it again, it can be heard Saturday at 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., Monday at 5:30 p.m., or Tuesday at 10 a.m. on MeURadioAthens.com. You can also listen on demand on our YouTube channel, Education Matters Network. Education Matters is a production of the High School Completion Initiative.